I'll show you. Example.
Now, does this mean batteries for this thing? You're using the batteries to electrolyze the batteries on my site. Yeah, but how is it charging the batteries is what I'm asking. I would say that no. Basically, the concept is very simple.
Look at spiking up and down. Okay? So something's going on here.
There's infinite energy.
There's extra energy being created that's being pushed back into the battery. No, not that.
It's charged batteries. That's what where is the juice? Why is there juice being forced back? I understand you have two separate charges. One that's coming back, one that is your electron trying to make your battery back to zero. It's pulling in this is the key that unlocks it. It's the way it's going around. I built nothing. I don't know if it's really that's why I always say that.
Very good book on describing how the edge-ray motors utilize some of the Tesla principles. John Bedini has done a good job of diagramming the power conversion tube that the edge-ray...
Didn't John build one?
I don't know if John actually built one, but he's got a very good diagram. I may have seen a photograph of one, so who built that? If anybody did, I would say John probably did. There's other people on the website. There's a big photograph of a plexiglass sheet on a table, and the schematic is like part of the plexiglass sheet that describes how the whole circuit works. But in concept, they would take a 12-volt battery, say a standard car coil, charge a capacitor to say 5,000 volts. The shortest, this is where the Tesla patent comes into play, the shortest spark duration you can generate off that capacitor through a carbon arc in the glass conversion tube, and then around that carbon arc are receiving grids. They can be a copper gauze material, or they can be pieces of copper tubing that have lots of holes drilled in them. These are all connected parallel to one wire coming out. That wire is what fires the coils in the motor. It's a timed event kind of pulse motor. So you can design the motor with however many coils you want, however you want, how many rotors you want to belt for the horsepower you want. So you'd have a series of control circuits, a series of tubes, all firing respective coils. That pulse then, once it's harvested the mechanical energy in those coils, and he does it in repulsion, not attraction, is dumped into a lead-acid battery. It's not the same battery that's running the circuit. That radiant event needs to go into a lead-acid battery by itself, standalone. Then, once you run down the battery powering the circuit, you can change it. And the stories on the edge-ray motors, you can charge 2 or 3 batteries and have one in the system. These were patented in 1972-73. The stories go, Ed Gray won the Los Angeles Patent Association Inventor of the Year Award. Governor Reagan gave him the State Inventor of the Year Award for these concepts. 2 weeks later, the Los Angeles Attorney General throws him in jail for security fraud because they were trying to raise funds to start building the motors. And then the story goes on, Ed Gray died of mysterious causes.
Fascinating.
Yeah, they're done. Mysterious causes. I have no evidence what killed him.
No, right. That's my point. With a lot of these.
So that's how I got to know Peter Lindemann, through his newsletter. When he and Mr. Wu-Tian were done with the motors, through his newsletter, he offered them for sale. And I was number 2 in line. The gentleman that bought them is in Penticton, Canada, Al Franker. It's a French name, don't ask me to spell it. And Al does have quite a bit of presence on the web through his research on trying to get automobiles to run better. So I just so happened to have the opportunity to go through Spokane, Washington. I did take Peter and his wife out to lunch. Peter's one of these guys that photographic memory. You get him started talking on any subject and you can regurgitate every fact and figure one of those brilliant minds, very dedicated individual. And then my trip took me on up to St. Tick in Canada where I met Al, saw some of the components of the motor. The entire motor wasn't in one place, so I didn't have time to go pursue all the parts. It would be interesting now to check back in with Al and see how far he's gotten on trying to beld the power circuits again and fire these motors. That concept is so simple.
Well, here's the good news. The encouraging news, that's kind of depressing. But the good news is the age of suppression is coming to an end.
I think so.
This is the time. And this is a small dose of the proof of that. Thanks to things like my design and other people that have the same light spirit that I have, that are freely disclosing their inventions and their designs. The age of suppression is coming to an end.
the only
The Men
way
in
we're
Black,
gonna beat it,
I
man.
believe in the Men in Black. They're out there. But the thing is, we're taking the power away. Because they can kill me, but they can't kill my design.
Really, check Peter's
That's why you
website.
have
He
to
does a
share.
really good job of explaining that whole scenario and situation. If we're going to make this happen, what we got to do to...
There's nothing. We're just tools. I mean, if it wasn't you and me, and it would be somebody else. It's going to happen. We're the lucky ones.
Just be careful. Some of these guys with these cameras, you never know.
Some of them may be here.
Bring them. Bring them. I say bring them. Come and kill me. Make me a martyr. And then my design, my technology is going to just shoot out here like a ray of light. Make me